In this lesson, we'll look at the controls for the air conditioning system. We'll start with the pack valve and ram air controls and the cabin and cockpit controls on the compartment temperature panel. Finally, we'll conclude with the pack controls on the pack temperature panel. The Max Cool push button reduces the lower limit of pack discharge temperature to below freezing. Turn Max Cool on now. Let's put it back to normal. Turn Max Cool off now. When in flight, the flow through the pack valves can be reduced by selecting Econ Flow. Do it now. The reduced flow through the pack valves results in a fuel saving. Turn it back to normal now. We're now going to close manually one of the pack valves. The pack valve is either controlled automatically or can be switched off manually. The ram air valve is only used if both packs are not working or for smoke removal. Now both packs are set to off and there's no cold air supply, we must use the ram air inlet. The ram air push button is guarded. Lift the guard so that we can open the valve. Now push the ram air push button to open the valve and restore a cold air supply. Once the ram air inlet is fully open, open shows green on the push button. Ram air should not be used if the difference in pressure is greater than 1 psi. Temperature in each compartment is automatically adjusted relative to the temperature controller for that compartment, while the control remains in the auto band. Adjust the temperature for the mid-cabin to see the effect on the ECAM display. At this stage, only select temperatures on the auto band. The manual control will be seen in the compartment temperature bulk cargo topic. Select a temperature control to see how it affects the air conditioning. Select a temperature control to see how it affects the air conditioning. This push button controls the supply of hot air to the hot air manifold. Press it now and monitor the effect on the ECAM page. With the valve switched off, there's no hot air supply. This knob is used to select each zone in the aircraft. The duct and compartment temperature for each zone is displayed on this gauge according to the selector below. Display the temperatures for the aft compartment by selecting Aft on the selector. Now that CRT is no longer selected, XX will be shown in amber on the ECAM where temperatures should be. In the same way as for the cabin selectors, the bulk cargo selector can be used to adjust the relative automatic temperature in the bulk cargo compartment by moving the selector to somewhere within the auto range. To demonstrate full manual control of the compartment temperature, we need to switch the compartment temperature to manual. Having done this, we'll have bypassed automatic control. Now the selector is in manual, see what happens when we select hot or cold. Do it now. Select hot or cold on the bulk cargo manual selector. Select one of these states to see what happens to the air entering the bulk cargo compartment. Manual control is performed in the same way in each of the other compartments too. This push button operates the isolation valve and the fan, which extracts air from the cargo compartments. Select the push button now to close the isolation valve. When the isolation valve is switched off, the fan stops and the trim air valve closes. The pack mode selector push button enables manual control over the pack discharge temperature. Push the push button on pack 1 now to gain manual control. The turbine bypass valve is adjusted by this spring-loaded toggle switch, resulting in either a hotter or colder discharge temperature. Select the hot position on the manual control toggle switch and then the cold position to see the effects of temperature changes on the ECAM. Select hot and cold and watch the changes on the ECAM display.